The Romney lie, the liars at the Romney campaign. If there is a pathological liar in the presidential campaign, it is Willard Romney. Liars like Romney debase our politics. Liars like Romney depress voter turnout. Liars like Romney turn people away from politics. Liars like Romney are profoundly bad for this country. The Romney lie in the Romney ad, that is about as ugly a lie as you could possibly do with videotape, isn't it? Lying politicians like Mitt Romney. The one word that best describes that assertion is lie. The lying Romney campaign. Today, Mitt Romney staked his campaign on that big lie. Mitt Romney has left us with a choice. He is either a liar or what George Will would call a bloviating ignoramus. I guess I get kind of angry at times. That's what you really Now, yesterday, Mitt Romney closed his speech at the NAACP with a reference to Martin Luther King Jr., which brings up the uncomfortable memory of the 2007 campaign when he was talking about his father and Martin Luther King Jr. Let's look at that.
I saw my father march with Martin Luther King.
My dad marched with Martin Luther King.
Did you actually see with your own eyes your father marching with Martin Luther King?
My own eyes? No, I see in the sense that I saw my dad become president of American Motors. I wasn't actually there when he became president of American Motors, but I saw him in the figurative sense of he marched with Martin Luther King.
I try to be as accurate as I can be, if you look at the literature or look at the dictionary, the term saw includes being aware of in the sense I've described. It's a figure of speech and very familiar, and it's very common. And I saw my dad march with Martin Luther King. I did not see it with my own eyes, but I saw him in the sense of being aware of his participation.
And I saw Richard Wolff win the Super Bowl. What the? Richard.
You know, no wonder he's such a big fan of Bill Clinton. It's really Clinton-esque the way he's...
No, it's way wilder than Clinton. It's way wilder than Clinton.
Yeah, you know,
I mean, Clinton at least understood, here's the stuff they can check. Okay, I'm not going to say that.
He checked it in a dictionary. What do you want?
Steve, this lying pattern with him, look, I don't like my first name. I'm wicked jealous of my brother Michael, who got the good first name in my family. But I feel there's something, it'd be kind of a lie if I just didn't tell you my first name and claimed my first name was Mitt when it's Willard. It begins there with this guy.
If anyone was on this panel was going to change their first name, I might throw it out there that I could be the one. But I stick with it.
We share something, the integrity of what we got stuck with. But there's something, I've never seen anything like this in a politics.
Oh, I like to use the word wicked there, our shared Massachusetts roots. But for me, the thing with Romney, it really started way back. I remember this guy in 1994 when he ran for the Senate in Massachusetts. And his position was pro-choice. That's well established. But it was much more than that. In a debate with Ted Kennedy, to defend his pro-choice credentials, he told a wrenching personal story about a family member who died from an illegal back alley abortion and how the experience was so traumatic and so moving for him that it convinced him that the government had absolutely no business imposing a decision on a woman ever. And he ends by saying, "You will never see me waver on that." He went from that position to a position today that basically would treat that same woman as a criminal. Any woman seeking an abortion is a criminal. I don't understand how you can get from there to there and not have any accounting for it in the years in between, because he has never grappled with that transformation. There are people who change from pro-choice to pro-life. There are people who change from pro-life to pro-choice, and they can tell conversion stories. Mitt Romney has never actually, he invented basically an encounter. He had a meeting with a stem cell guy in his office as governor. The stem cell specialist disputes the terms that Mitt Romney has used to describe the meeting. Mitt Romney has basically said that the guy treated life, as a throwaway thing, and that was what convinced him. The guy completely disputes that. Beyond that, there is no accounting for that just stunning transformation other than politics.
See, I think you've got a candidate who wants to have it both ways. And that's what the Bain story is. He wanted to run for public office, but draw a private equity income. And that's really the heart of it. He wants to be severely progressive and severely conservative. He wants to have everything both ways, truth and fiction.
But Crystal, he has to believe that he can get away with lying. He has to believe. He has to have looked at the political media and said, okay, you know what? I can get away with it, and I'll buy so much advertising, I will make the truth be what the ads say it is.
Well, and that's what's scary here, because to a large extent, he has gotten away with it. I mean, we could spend hours detailing every Mitt Romney lie. It'd be one thing. We could maybe give him the benefit of the doubt if he'd shifted positions on one thing. But it's repetitive, and it's exhausting to keep up with. So he thinks that he can muddy the waters and that we won't call him to account. And to your point, we've talked a lot about the money that's going to be spent in this campaign, which is overwhelming. But I'm less afraid of the money and more afraid of their willingness to say literally anything that they think will help Mitt Romney win this election.
All right, one more break and back with more on the lies of Mitt Romney.